Happy Sunday, everybody. This is Scott Grossberg, author of The Most Magical Secret, 4 Weeks to an Ecstatic Life, and The Most Magical Secret Action Guide. I'm calling today's discussion with you, No Fear Left Behind. And I really toyed with not even putting this message out, but in light of what's happened out in San Bernardino, and you've probably all seen it on the news, it was about 20 minutes from my house and about a mile from our daughter's home. I think it's important to pass on to you a deep-seated concept that I have, and it's built around decades of working with people and talking with people and even persuading people about what causation really means. And it's also built on that theme that I told you about, that no fear is left behind in today's world. I'm asking you as a magician, as part of our special group, to actually take a step back from all the events that you're hearing about in the news, wherever you are in the world, and just keep asking yourself, what do I actually know? Because I've seen a tremendous amount of hooey being posted in social media, being spouted by politicians, being put in the news, all to serve private agendas. And that's not what we as magicians do. We are in charge of our own destinies. We are in charge of our own happiness and success. And more importantly, for today's message, we are more in control of our fears than I think we give ourselves credit for. One of my favorite books was written by an author, Terry Goodkin. It's called Wizard's First Rule. And in it, he talks about the following. I'm paraphrasing somewhat. It goes like this: people are stupid. People will believe a lie either because they believe it's true or because they believe it's not true. And I deal with that concept every day of my professional life. I am constantly asking myself, what do people have to believe in order to believe this lie or to believe that lie? And so I've made some notes here, and one of them is written with just a question. What do you as a magician actually know about cause and effect? Because that's what we as magicians specialize in, you know. We specialize in cause and effect, and sometimes creating an illusion where people see an effect and they don't understand what caused it. And I think that's what's going on in the media a lot today. That's certainly what's going on in social media today, and I'm asking you to see through all that. So keep asking yourself, again, the next question I have written down here is, who is responsible for what? A lot of times we just get. Sometimes, as I wrote in my book, shit just happens. And we aren't always in the best position to actually fathom out the true cause, the effective cause, the manifesting cause of that shit that happens. What we are in control of, however, is how we react to it. So one of the things that I jotted down as I was coming up with today's message is the concept that we are more in control of our outcomes, or at least our reactions to outcomes, than we give ourselves credit for. And we let, unfortunately, for the most part, our fears drive those outcome perceptions. So what I'd like you to start doing today, what I'd like you to commit with me today to doing, is asking the following: what do I know? Followed by, what am I aware of? And I got to tell you, just by asking the question, what am I aware of, or by finishing the sentence, I am aware that, and then you fill in the blank, it creates almost an automatic mindfulness that takes you out of the quagmire of misinformation and agendizing and spouting for personal gain messages that you hear out there. I am aware that creates an automatic mindfulness that takes you away from all that and puts you back into that zone of safety that you need as a magician in order to create your powerful outcomes. I want you to get over your fear. So one of the things that I've written here is that I want you to learn to control the fear that wells up inside of you because you're hearing somebody else say something that most likely was generated because they are afraid. So today, just keep asking yourself, what do you actually know? And you can say it a different way, is that true? A lot of motivational speakers ask you that question too, is what you know actually true? Is what you're hearing actually true? And most of the time you're not going to know. And so then the question is, what are you aware of? Pay attention to your breathing. If you'll just breathe a little bit better, if you'll pay more attention to how you're taking in oxygen and putting off that breath at the end, you're going to feel a whole lot better. If you will not give in to the fears of others and start taking control of the outcomes, or at least the perceived outcomes. I am not asking you to put on rose-colored glasses. Not at all. We as human beings have a survival instinct that instantly when you hear things about 9/11 or about San Bernardino or about what happened in Paris, that fear instinct kicks in because that's how we're wired for survival. The reality, though, is that you don't have to keep feeding that by giving in to the fears and agendizing and political platforms of others. You are a magician. You have control over certain outcomes, certainly not everything. You certainly do have control, however, how you perceive, react, and respond to the messaging of others. And so that's the big one for today is, most of society does the no fear left behind, kind of like we do no student left behind. Well, we're in a society today where no fear is left behind. Let's just get it all out there. Let's imagine every screaming Mimi. Let's imagine everything hiding under the bed. Get it out there and actually then start treating it as true, when in fact it's not true. If we will just shine our light on it, if you will just begin shining and focusing your brilliance, your intelligence, your knowledge on the things that you do have control over. And so it's been a bit longer message today. I think this is an important one for you to get, though, because we as magicians also can get caught up in the hysteria of others. And that's not going to serve you, and it's not going to serve the world better. So with that, I want you to move from no fear left behind to no success left behind, no happiness left behind. Let's go out for the rest of the week. Choose happy, choose success, and now make it a magical rest of the week.